You do not usually fall behind because of one huge mistake. You fall behind because small choices repeat till they quietly decide the whole month. The dangerous part is how normal it feels while it is happening, and the same quiet force can work in the other direction if you build one repeatable money habit. Picture a normal month. Nothing dramatic happens at the start. The paycheck arrives, the bills begin moving, and the small choices feel harmless. But underneath the surface, the pattern is simple: spending first, protecting later, and hoping the leftovers are enough. That is why this trap is hard to notice. It does not feel like failure while it is happening. It feels like normal life. A little spending here, a delayed decision there, one more month where the money has no clear order. The false solution is waiting for one big breakthrough. It sounds powerful because it feels bigger than the problem, but money does not usually change because of one emotional promise. It changes when the next ordinary choice becomes easier to repeat. So the first step is not shame. The first step is visibility. You need to see where the money goes before you can ask it to go somewhere better. Without visibility, pressure keeps writing the plan for you. This is where a simple budget becomes useful, not a complicated spreadsheet, not a perfect system with 20 categories, just a clear order before the month starts pulling money in every direction. A budget gives every dollar a job. Some dollars pay for basic life. Some dollars protect you. Some dollars reduce the old pressure. And some dollars can be spent without guilt because the important jobs came first. The next layer is protection. Protection can start small. It may be $20, it may be $50. The amount matters less than the rule. Something stays behind to protect future you. That small protected amount changes the feeling of money. It tells your mind that every dollar does not have to disappear. It creates a little space between a problem and panic. Space is where better choices begin. Debt needs the same kind of clarity. When debt is vague, it feels like a cloud. When debt has an order, it becomes a path. You may not love the path, but at least you can walk it. Choose what comes first. Choose what repeats. Choose what you will stop feeding. A small, repeated payment can be stronger than a dramatic plan you quit after 2 weeks. Now look at the emotional part. Most people do not struggle with money only because they cannot count. They struggle because money choices carry fear, pride, tiredness, hope, and comparison. The numbers matter, but the feeling underneath the numbers matters too. That is why the system has to be simple. A complicated system breaks when life gets busy. A simple system can keep working when you are tired. The system is built around one repeatable money habit. Here is the practical question. Before money leaves, ask what job it is doing. Is it protecting you? Is it reducing pressure? Is it buying something you truly need? Or is it only buying a short feeling? Short feelings are not always wrong. A small joy can belong in a healthy plan, but short feelings become dangerous when they always go first. If they go first every month, protection always arrives too late. So change the order: needs first, protection second, debt plan third, then comfort and fun inside the room that is left. That order is plain, but it is powerful. Think about what happens after a hard day. You feel tired. You want something that makes the day feel worth it. That is human. But if every hard day gets paid for with future stress, the habit becomes expensive. The better move is not to remove all comfort. The better move is to decide comfort on purpose. Give it a place. Give it a limit. Then it can feel like care instead of escape. A strong money habit also needs a small pause. A pause is the space between wanting and buying. It can be 1 hour, it can be 1 day. The pause lets the first emotion calm down before money moves. Many bad money choices cannot survive a pause. The desire gets weaker, the reason disappears, the purchase stops feeling necessary. That means the pause protected you without a fight. Some choices survive the pause. If the desire stays and the numbers still work, the choice is cleaner. You are not buying from pressure. You are buying from a plan. That is a very different feeling. There is another test that helps. Ask whether this choice gives next month more room or less room. If it gives more room, it may belong in the system. If it removes room, slow down before it becomes normal. Room is more important than it looks. Room lets you handle a bill. Room lets you wait for a better opportunity. Room lets you say no. Room is one of the quiet forms of wealth. This is why ordinary income can still build strength. The income does not have to be perfect, but the order has to become clearer. If every month gets a little more room, the feeling of life starts to change. At first, the progress may look too small. A small transfer, a smaller balance, one avoided purchase, one bill paid without panic. But small progress repeated long enough becomes evidence. Evidence matters because trust is built slowly. You start trusting that money can stay. You start trusting that a plan can hold. You start trusting yourself to choose clearly even when the world is loud. That trust is the real change. It does not need to impress anyone. It changes how you sleep. It changes how you open bills. It changes how you think about the future. Comparison will try to interrupt that progress. Other people may show upgrades. They may show trips, cars, clothes, and bigger lives, but they rarely show the pressure that may be attached. Your plan cannot be built from someone else's outside. Your plan has to answer your own rent, your own food, your own debt, and your own future. That is not boring. That is honest. Honesty is not always comfortable at first. It may show that the month is tighter than you wanted to admit. It may show that one category has been quietly taking too much. But honest numbers are kinder than beautiful guesses. A beautiful guess lets pressure grow in the dark. A clear number gives you something real to work with. Once you can see the number, you can choose the next step. That is how confusion becomes control. Do not wait for the perfect month. Perfect months are rare. Start with the next clear action. Write the real numbers down. Protect a small amount. Choose one debt or one pressure point. Then repeat the action before you judge it. One clear month is helpful. 3 clear months are stronger. A year of small, repeated choices can change the shape of a life. That is the quiet power behind a quiet money habit. It does not depend on motivation staying high. It depends on the system being simple enough to repeat. The system carries you when motivation gets tired. This is also why more income alone does not fix everything. More income gives you more fuel. But if the old pattern stays in charge, the new fuel runs through the same leaks. The habit has to change before the raise can feel like freedom. When the habit changes, even normal income starts feeling different. Not because life becomes easy, because the money has a clearer path, and a clearer path makes pressure less powerful. The goal is not to become perfect with money. Perfection is too heavy. The goal is to become less rushed, less confused, and less trapped. That is how ordinary income starts building real strength. A useful test is control. Ask whether the choice gives you more room or less room next month. If it creates pressure, slow down before you continue. If it creates space, it may be part of the right system. Start with the real numbers. Write down income, bills, debt, and the amount that can be protected. Do not make the numbers fancy. Make them clear enough that the next step becomes obvious. Then protect a small amount first. That small protected amount may not look impressive, but it changes how stress feels when life gets messy. Protection is the base layer of calm money. Debt needs one clear next action. Choose the debt that comes first and the payment that repeats. A small repeated payment is stronger than a dramatic plan you abandon. The path becomes easier when the next step is visible. Watch for lifestyle creep. It can turn extra income into extra pressure without making life feel safer. Before spending more, let protection grow first. That order keeps progress from leaking away. Use waiting as a tool. A full day can separate a real need from a short feeling. If the desire fades, the delay protected you. If the desire stays and the numbers work, the choice is cleaner. Make the system easy enough to repeat. A simple budget, a small emergency fund, and one debt plan can carry a lot. Complicated systems often break when life gets busy. Simple systems keep working when motivation is low. Measure quiet progress. A bill paid on time is progress. A smaller debt balance is progress. A little more breathing room is progress. Those small wins are the foundation of a calmer life. Do not let comparison choose your order. Other people may show purchases without showing pressure. Your plan has to answer your own bills, not their appearance. That is how money becomes personal again. The goal is not a perfect month. The goal is one repeatable choice that makes the next month easier. Repeatable choices create trust. Trust is what makes money feel less frightening. You can make this very practical today. Choose one small money rule that happens before spending. It might be checking the real balance. It might be moving a small amount to protection first. It might be waiting one day before buying something optional. The rule should be simple enough that you can do it on a busy day. If it only works when life is calm, it is too fragile. A strong rule survives normal life. That is what makes it useful. After the rule is chosen, make the next step visible. Put it on the calendar, write it on paper, connect it to payday. The easier it is to see, the easier it is to repeat. Then watch what changes. Maybe the account does not grow fast at first, but the panic may shrink, the confusion may shrink, the feeling of being trapped may shrink. That matters. Money is not only numbers, money also affects how safe your life feels. A better system gives the numbers order and gives your mind room to breathe. If you miss the rule once, do not turn the mistake into an identity. Missing once means you return to the path. It does not mean the path is gone. A repeatable system has room for recovery. Recovery is part of real money progress. Life will interrupt you. Bills will surprise you. Tired days will happen. The system has to be kind enough that you come back to it. This is why the small habit should not feel like punishment. It should feel like care for the version of you carrying this pressure. You are not trying to shame yourself into wealth. You are trying to make the next month easier to carry. Over time, the small habit becomes an identity shift. You stop being a person who waits for money to behave. You become a person who gives money a clear job. That identity is quiet, but it is strong. And once that identity starts forming, future choices get simpler. You do not need to debate every temptation from the beginning. The plan has already decided what matters first. That saves energy and protects progress. So do not look for a dramatic answer first. Look for the next clear choice. Look for the small system you can repeat. Look for the habit that gives your future more room. You do not need a life that only looks impressive from the outside. You need a life where ordinary income starts building real strength.